Today's Albion Online video is all about the best time to fish in Albion Online, and unfortunately I've been fishing for 6 minutes with my microphone off, so I'm starting the video over, but I'm not going to start my progress over, and I wanted to see how long it took to fill this journal. I'm 6 minutes in, so again, this will be a little shorter video than planned, but what is the best time to fish, you may be asking? Well, I'm going to answer that and more while we sit here and fish and chill today. So the best time to fish, it's not like a morning, noon, or night. It's not, oh, when the server comes up or before the server goes down. It's not on weekends or during prime time when the guilds are all out raiding or anything. No. The best time to fish is on daily production bonus food day. 10% food. That means all the chefs will be out and about trying to craft as much crap as they can. And so fish usually cost more on food days because all the chefs buy a ton of fish to make special fish sauce, which is used to craft enchanted food. And a lot of chefs wait until food day to craft their enchanted foods for the month. Now, like career chefs, you know, they're going to wait for a market fluctuation, but if they wait for a 10 or 20% food day, which I don't know if I've ever seen a 20% food day, then yeah, that's when the fish prices fluctuate the most. And so I'm just out here fishing, and we got our tier 8 gear on. We got our tier 8 Avalonian fishing rod. I've got a double-bladed staff here. And yeah, we're in a tier 6 yellow zone, and we picked a forest area because the forest area gives eels. That's what we want. It's one of the better money makers for fishing, especially since we live in Bridgewatch, and so eels tend to go for more in Bridgewatch. So that's why I'm fishing up in the forest. And as you fish a bunch, you can learn whenever you don't have a fish hooked on your reel. It'll feel different, and the minigame will just kind of be a little more jank. Now, I don't think I can reach this pool from here, but I'm going to try. Let's see. I can get pretty close. But yeah, there's definitely a fish pool on that side, and maybe if I do it from this coast. Yeah, it's not yoinking, but there's still plenty of fish in the water here. And we're just going to yoink them up until the game gives us a log or a rough stone, which, depending on the feel, we're not going to let happen. But yeah, we're just fishing. We're filling journals. And I don't have premium active. If I did have premium active, we would be getting a whole lot more fish. Possibly 5 at a time instead of 3. But that really depends. Alright, so since there hasn't been a bite in a while, when it does bite, if it feels really heavy and doesn't struggle, that means it's a log. So let's see what happens. Just gotta be patient. It's a very patient gathering profession. So you see here, when I tug on it, the fish doesn't freaking move. The fish just sits there. So that's how you can tell it's a log, alright? But I do want to get to this little fishy hole right here. Let's go ahead and grab this guy. That should get him. And because I fish so close to him, it probably won't let me fish again in this area without pulling up another log. That's kind of how it works. So what we're going to do is, as soon as we catch it, we're going to move forward, cancel into recast, and let's see what happens. Wow, it bit immediately. So yeah, this one struggles, and you see how it, like, retracts whenever I let go. Also, the bobber is very quickly, like, trying to break or get too loose. So that's how you know there's a real fish on the line. And when I say real fish, obviously I mean a pixelated ideal of a fish, because we are playing a video game, you know, that's how it is. But yeah, that's, you know, I was trying to figure out, okay, so this one's clearly not a fish. I was trying to figure out a title. It's like, let's make a gathering fishing video today. What can I title it? Well, the best day to fish. I haven't talked about the best day, and I haven't really shared that info, and well, here we are. Now you know, anytime it's a percentage increase food day. And now you may be thinking, well, what about on the left side here? Well, is that a, what does this guy got? Okay, he's got nothing. But what about on the left side where it says, right here, you know, on the daily events? What if that's a fishing day? Oh, I'm being shot by the mob. What the hell, dude? What the hell, dude? Alright. This time we won't get shot by the mob, but, sounds like a mobster thing. No, don't patrol into me. I'm fishing. Go away, crossbow man. Go away, dude. But yeah. Alright. Let me get the fishies. I hope I didn't step too close for his aggro range this time. What an annoying mob. And I have a double-bladed, so it's not like I can kill him very quickly. Alright, that's a bot. That guy that just rode by us, that's clearly a bot. Janky-ass movement. That's a log. Okay. But yeah, we chose a forest for more profits. We also chose a map with a river because rivers have way more fishy holes than lakes. All right, so it's a lot easier to just run up and down the map, up and down the river, and change your fishing spot. And you should be able to fish here the entire time. Yeah, so just basic fishing tips. This is not really a fishing instructional video or anything, but it is a chill fish sesh. I would say. A chill fish sesh. That's hard to say fast. Too many shushes. Too many ishes. Too many ishes, yes. Too many ish words. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright. And again, if it takes a long time to find a bite like it is right now, it's probably a log, which it is. So there we go. Okay. Continuing down the river. We go to get more fish-sharonis. That's right. Oh boy. Can't wait. I wish this game had spearfishing and like co-op net fishing. Why doesn't this game have co-op gathering? Alright, I've been playing another MMO. It's more of an idle game. I wouldn't call it an MMO yet. It's called Brighter Shores. It's free, it's 1 gig, it's on Steam. It's made by the guy that made RuneScape, okay? It's a kind of a big deal. I'm gonna make some vids on it here later. But essentially, or I don't know if essentially is the right word. You can do co-op gathering. Like one guy can get on one side of a tree and the other guy gets on the other side and you can both saw down a tree together. Or like two guys can hold a fish net and they can walk into the water together and fish up a whole bunch of fish at once. Right? It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. And, I didn't quite exactly log in at the most opportune time. Because I think a lot of fishermen have yoinked a bunch of the fishy hole spots. So I'm just going to cast randomly out in the middle here, and we're just going to see if we catch something. Because if we can fish this spot for a bit. I have bait. I have the special fish bait, so that is a log. Damn it. Damn it. Alright, but that's okay. We'll just, randomly cast. Let's eat a fish bait here real quick, and that way it speeds up the bite time by 250%. Alright. I don't know why we slam our weapon into the ground, but yeah, instant bites. Oh boy. And these baits cost 8,000 each, and we're not making you get 10 casts with them, right? So you gotta make your 8,000 back in 10 casts. Alright, this is clearly a log. So there goes a cast, just wasted, right? Alright, I'm on this side of this guy's name is Krusty Guy. Hey. Krusty the Clown, The Simpsons. That's what I thought. He could just be a crusty guy that doesn't shower, Oh, man. Spotted trout. I don't know about the spots. Why are they spotted? I guess it's, genetically a thing, but yes, we are fishing in the tier 6 yellow zone. Tier 6, this is not a fish. Dang it. Why are all the fish gone? The poor tier 6 zone comes out and everyone strips it clean of all natural resources. You love it and you hate to see it. Alright. This is taking a while with the bait, so it's not gonna be a fish. This is disappointing. I would hate to be like a career fisherman and not just one that has it maxed out just because I wanted to max out everything in the game. But yeah, this would be disappointing. The fishing minigame in Albion is really bad compared to a lot of other games, but it could be worse. Alright. Once Human has a pretty bad fishing minigame. Only 2? Give me 3 fish. What the hell's wrong with you, fishy hole? Alright, and fishing in itself is one of the more dangerous gathering professions because when you need to run away from gankers, the only way to run away is through your gankers, or in a 90-degree angle, which is not going to cut it usually. Whereas in most gathering situations, you can run at least a 360, you have a choice, up, down, left, or right. Whereas fishing, you can't run on the water or swim or anything, so you're just stuck running along the coast, and the gankers probably have the coast covered on all 3 sides. As a ganking group, it's easier to gank the fishermen because you don't need as many people, and you don't have as many angles you have to cover, right? So, that's kind of the whole reason. Alright, the effects of special fish bait wore off. Oh, man. We still have 15 minutes on pork pie, which is not going to be enough to fill this journal, I feel like. You know, yeah, we're not even like 1/3 there, so this is like a 45-minute job. Oh, jeez. Alright, lads. So, yes, we are gonna go ahead and continue fishing here in this yellow zone. See how much silver we make. You know, see how much silver we make. And we'll stop whenever we fill the journal, and then, you know, do the time from there. But, this video has been recording for about 10.5 minutes, and I've been fishing for 6 minutes. Like, using my buff here, it's basically 15 minutes at this point. That is not a fish. Time to move on down the river. Oh, boy. And we just go up and down the river. And unfortunately, there isn't a split in this river, so there's only, like, 2 directions we can really go. But yeah, we just go a little bit downstream and see if we can not get logs this time. I don't know the range of getting logs, or how far you need to step away. That's some internal code crap that I can't decipher. I'm not a data miner, as they say, so who knows? I just know that this one's not biting, so yeah, that's not a fish. So look at all that precious time wasted. Now, when I did some red zone farming, and I think I did it for channel members. I don't remember exactly, but oh yeah, I can like kind of get up on the ridges here on the sides, so let's do that for a little bit. Oh, look, another fishy boy. Alright, let's cast this one out here. Alright, we got a faster bite this time. But yeah, in the red zone, like there was plenty of fishing holes for the entire time. I didn't run out, where as in this yellow zone that has a river, it's like I'm already like down. I'm already like back towards the start of the map. Oh, man. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna see how much silver we make from fishing today on the food day. And yes, I do have crabs. I somehow fished up crabs in a forest. I don't know how that worked, okay? I didn't fish beforehand in bridge watch zones, okay? You gotta trust me on this one, I swear. I think the zone is just coded incorrectly or something for that one spot I was fishing in, because, again, it's a forest. They're not supposed to give crabs. So I don't know how I got a crabfish from a forest, but whatever. Alright, is this... Now, this one is trying to struggle, so it is... we got a live one on the line. Oh, man. Who figured out fishing, by the way? Who was, like, the guy? Like, back in real life, okay? Like, back in the day, who, like, put something in water, and then yoinked something out when it bit a thing, right? And then... I don't even know how, like, fishing poles operate or work. I mean, yeah, you twist a thing and it, like, moves the line up and down, but... Like, I feel like fishing is not a skill, like... Here's my gripe with some stuff on, just in life in general. And this is not a fish. I'm gonna catch it anyway. You can see it's, rough logs. Oh, boy. But, I wish rough logs filled journals. Otherwise, I'd just catch them all day. No, I wouldn't. That'd be a huge waste of time. Alright, what is this guy? That is... He's gonna dismount on me. So I'm just gonna walk away. I'm just gonna walk away, and then walk back. And then fish. So yeah, the old... That's the bait and switch. Now, he was an 8-4 shadow caller, so it's not like he's gonna, like, kill me or blow me up or anything, unless I just stand still. Again, I have this 8-4, stun stick. What's it called? Okay, there's no fish on that line anyway. Double-bladed staff. Yes, that's the weapon, and it's my escape weapon. I know I could have went like bloodletter with, you know, too early. Damn it! I'm hearing things. I'm turning schizo. I swear I heard the bobber pop. But yeah, I'm fairly confident I could just leave a fight if a shadow caller jumps me. Like even if he walks from off screen invisible, like I'll just twirl away. See, look, it gave me a crab. I told you. I don't know why it's giving me crabs down here. This is a forest map. Crabs they don't belong here. It's eels. Eels are supposed to be in forest maps. So, I don't know if that's like a change that they made or something or what, but yeah, let's no, I heard like water drip and I left clicked too fast. Yes, there is a fishy pool down here. Oh, it's someone else's bobber. I knew I'm not a schizo. You guys know I'm a pure sound mind. Of course. Alright, that is not a fish, so... Oh, it's a treasure chest! Let's get a hidden treasure in a tier 6 yellow zone. Alright. And these don't struggle, by the way. Treasure chests do not struggle. See? They feel just like rough logs, but it is a treasure chest. There we go. We got 3 ritual candles. So treasure chests are worse than getting fish. Yes, it could have been tier 3 treasures. I know. I know, it's why we took the chance. Okay. Also, I could have probably kept fishing in that spot, so I should have done that. But oh well. Oh well. See, that's a rough log. Let's go all the way out over on this side. And stop giving me. Why can't there be more fish in the? I get it. It's to combat the bots, but I'm not a bot. I'm a human. Just make a captcha pop up. Just have like a mathematical equation pop up. Like what is 6 plus 3? And the bot would somehow read the screen and answer it. I mean, yeah, eventually. That's how bots work, right? Bots, whenever there's like a game mechanic that asks you to do something to prove you're human, whoever codes the bots just spends a weekend, really, at this point. People are so smart these days, and they just make their bot answer the captcha. Oh no, there's a boar approaching from my southwest. He's sniffing the ground. You know, boars are very dangerous in the real world. If you're, like, unarmed, boars will just gore you and rip your skin open and you'll bleed out and die. It really sucks. So don't fight a boar just because you can beat them up in Albion really easily. Unless you have a weapon or you have like armored leg plates or something, you should really avoid them. Also, they're bigger than you and they weigh like 300 to 400 pounds. So if you're not a gym goer and you can't like, you know, bench press or deadlift a lot of weight, you probably shouldn't try to fight a boar anyway. You know, just climb to high ground. I think they can climb, though, also. I don't know. Can boars climb? If someone wants to answer that in the comments, make sure that whenever you leave a comment, because, like, months later, I'm not going to remember asking you, hey, can boars climb trees, dude? And then someone's like, they just say, like, yes, boars can in the comments. I'm like, what is this bot? Why did someone say, yes, boars can on an Albion video? Yes, boars can what? I'm not going to remember. So, a lot of people are like, or not a lot of people really, but like people speculate, what does the sky in Albion look like? Well, you can see the reflection in the water. And if they ever gave us camera controls to like look up in the sky, I'm pretty sure that looking into the water would match whatever's technically in the sky, because it is made in Unity, and there is a skybox, and I'm sure they programmed it, you know. So it's there, you just can't see it because our camera is in the sky, okay, guys? Alright. We are, like, we've almost went through a whole pork pie, right? Or meat pie. Why is it called pork pie in the tool? Look, right here, it's called pork pie. When you eat it, it's called meat pie. You know, I've had people in my comments say that their character in the video game isn't allowed to eat the pork pie because that's, against their beliefs. And I'm like, well, it's a video game though, right? Like, I'm sure it's probably against most people's beliefs to play as a devil and, like, kill innocent people, but, I mean, you see people playing Grand Theft Auto and demon games and stuff, and, like, Persona where you summon demons, right? Like, I don't know, man. I just think it's a little silly that someone would be that devoted to something where they can't play a video game. Like, literal fake pixels, zeros and ones. Like, imagine if you were the guy in charge and you made that rule. You're not allowed to eat, like, frogs. And then someone made a game where you can eat frogs. And then that person who ate the virtual frogs, who never did eat the real frogs, dies, and you have to judge them, right? And then you would be like, well, you ate the virtual frog, and I told you not to eat frogs, so I guess I'll just not let you have any fun anymore. See ya. Right? That seems kind of mean, right? That seems kind of upsetting, I think. But, I don't know. Like I would think if something is more powerful and all-knowing than us, that they would be a pretty chill dude, right? Pretty chill guy. And Bandit Assault in 15 minutes. But you never know. They could be like super mean and upsetty spaghetti about little things like pixelated video games that, in the grand scheme, don't really matter. But I watch a lot of Japanese anime isekais, and you know, that's where I'm going. I'm going to the fantasy worlds. I'm gonna go have a cheat OP skill. Now I'm gonna make the fantasy world, right? What is that? I mean, yes, there's a few isekais that, well, they're not isekais. They're like just animes in general, but they're all like educational. It's like, no, stop the educational ones. I want to see the one where the bored internet dude you know, no friends, dies, and then he gets to make the fantasy world and invite other people to come pal around in it. And it'll be called, you know, something. All the Japanese animes have like really generic names, you know. You ever notice that? It's like, I died and went to another world and tripped and stubbed my toe. And it'll have like 4 seasons, and you're like, why would I click this? And then you click it, and you're like, you watch the whole thing, and you're like, damn, wasn't the worst. Like, the most random anime click ever for me was like, I got to bring my cell phone to another world or some crap. And it just turned out to be a stupid harem. Oh man, this dude has like 5 girlfriends, or why? No, he does marry them, doesn't he? I don't remember. I don't even remember the character names. That's how forgettable this slop is, right? It's slop. At the end of the day, that's what it is. But how do we get here? Talking about anime after talking about how someone in the comments wouldn't eat a pork pie. Is there anything else I can eat? Yeah, you can eat the chicken pie. Okay, but you won't get as good gathering yield or something. I don't know. Just have your friend click the button. All right, just invite your mom into the room, or she probably follows the same thing you do. That's usually how families go. All right. Pay someone on Craigslist to, like, come over. Craigslist? Does that exist in other countries? I don't know. Whatever local, like, Facebook thing. Catch 10 types of fish. I got a new type of fish. Yeah, I got a little stone stream lurcher. I don't know why I'm acting like it's a real thing. You ever notice when there's, like, cute little baby animals around that people, like, pitch up their voices and talk to it like a little baby or something? Who started that? Who was the first guy in history, in the world of ever, to, like, make that a thing? Do you think cavemen, when they're, like, going, whoa, 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 and they're grunting at each other, that when there's a baby, they're like, wee, 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 wee? Do you think that's how that worked back then? I don't know, man. How did cavemen figure out how to caveman? Right? I mean, did they just watch, like, animals? Like, oh, the animals are doing that, so I should do that too. Right? They just copied animals. That's what I would like. Okay, you have to imagine you're on a weird planet, and there's like creatures around you, and they have similar things like you know, like appendages and teeth and, you know, lips and tongues. And you see like a bunch of them walk up to a red juicy thing, and they like eat it, and you're like, I could probably eat that. And so you do, and it's like, oh, okay. And then you feel like better for doing it, so you keep doing it, right? So now you figured out how to eat. And then, of course, you know, the bathroom part, your body just, you know, that's going to happen no matter what. There's no stopping it, okay? You just let it happen. But then who's the sicko that's like, if I put poop in the ground with seeds, it'll grow plants, right? Who figured that one out, okay? That guy probably had a poop fetish, and he's like, man, I'm gonna, he, ate a big watermelon or something with all the seeds, and he just, wanted to cover, his poop with the seeds. And then, his mom yelled at him, so he had to go bury it in the yard. And then suddenly, months later, watermelons just spawned all over the place, and he's like, So he does it again, you know, despite being scolded by his mom, or his dad, or whoever, or the village. There wouldn't be villages yet if you can't grow food. So no villages, right? Is that a chest? In 51 seconds. I could maybe go for it. But we're fishing, man. Anyway, so the guy that likes to put seeds on his poop and bury it when he's in trouble, you know, he continues doing so. He notices a pattern that suddenly more food appears in his burial spots, right? And he gets real upset about it, so he tells his mom. He's like, Mom, I've been, you know, putting seeds in my poop and burying it, and we keep getting more and more melons and tomatoes, and no, tomatoes were poisonous back then. I think they were mandrake. No, mandrakes are the carrots. Nightshades. That's what tomatoes were. Yeah. Like you can't eat tomatoes. If you got sent back in time, and you try to give a king or a princess a tomato, they'll execute you or something. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm just trying to fill the void, the empty void. There's people that leave comments saying they listen to me on their way to work and stuff. I'm like, well, I guess I'm more entertaining than whatever local radio station they got. And man, I gotta say, my local radio station sucks. They just talk about stupid crap like sports and celebrities. And that shit's dumb. I just don't care. about that stuff. I just can't care. You know, I've tried to care. I've tried to assimilate with the norm. I had a whole phase where when I was in retail working, like, my mission was to get into all the things that the normies were into, okay? Except for the dangerous stuff like drugs and alcohol and smoking. Of course not. None of that's, or tattoos. Absolutely not. Like, no. Like, I remember one time when I worked retail, like, this one guy, you know, he was, like, super charismatic and everyone's friend. And it was like 7 people. He's like, let's all get matching tattoos. And they want to invite me too. And I'm like, no. And you know what happened to him and those 7 people? They all got fired or... Oh, he's dismounting on me. Okay, he's crossbow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll go this way, and then I'll go back, and then they'll be gone. Look, it's a magic trick. They're gone. And anyway, back to fishing. So, maybe he's just checking if I'm a bot. He did a little bot check, right? Which is good. More people should bot check. But, so yeah, this guy's like, let's all get matching tattoos. I'm like, no. And they're like, ugh, you nerd, you dork. And I'm like, yeah, so what? I'm not gonna stain my body permanently with a tattoo. And, you know, you guys will probably, like, get lives and go to college and get married and stuff. And I don't hang out with y'all enough anyway. I've hung out with y'all, like, 3 times. And the 3 times I did, they just did criminal shit. That's all they did. They just broke the law, and I just stood there and observed. Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, so they all went and got tattoos. And then, like, you know, what I say, like, 3 months later, it was a very short time span where they all quit or got fired for whatever reason. And they don't even, like, keep up with each other or anything, and none of them keep up with me, of course. But it's like, wow, that would have been a shitty tattoo to get. But there's people out there that they can't handle the peer pressure of having, like, 6 other dudes. Wow, I almost broke the line there. 6 other dudes tell them to do something and then get backlash when they say no. But I thrive on it. I love it when people do things that I can be confrontational about. I crave it. And it's the little things. Like, there was one time, this is like years ago when I also worked retail, but I had gotten off work and I was in my uniform, my wagey uniform, and I was at a taco place and I had ordered some food to go because, again, I had a job and rent was cheaper back then in the day and I could afford to go out to eat and get tacos. And I'm waiting for my food, and there's like an angry Karen that's like also waiting on her food, even though I had ordered first. She was behind me in line. And so my order comes up, and she immediately walks up, grabs the bag that has my food in it, and starts rifling through it and saying the order's wrong. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's because it's my food. And she looks at me, and she looks at my uniform, and she starts complaining to, like, ask for my manager and stuff. And my brain just immediately went, oh my god, now's my chance, right? Like, so I flipped out on her, pretending to work there, which I didn't. My uniform wasn't even the same. Those guys had purple uniforms, and mine was, well, I'm not going to tell you what color it is, so you can't dox me and where I worked, but let's say it's not purple. And I guess the light was kind of dim, so I did look similar to theirs. You know, I had my shirt tucked in and everything, looked very professional, so I did look like I belonged. But I'm like she clearly, she stood in line. I was in front of her. She's that unaware of her surroundings that she wasn't even aware I was in front of her, because when you're a wagey wearing a wagey uniform, you kind of blend in so much, you're like invisible to the world. And these stuck-up Karens, they're so rich and full of themselves, they don't care about the people around them, right? Let's see, is this a... Yeah, it's a log. We gotta eat another pork pie. And I'm hiccuping, yes, I'm sorry, I can't help it, okay? But, anyway. So I use this opportunity to pretend like I do work there, and I, you know, chew her out and make her upset, and, and then after she, like, completely flips out, I laugh at her face and I tell her, I don't work here, you idiot, you know? And that's my food, you know? And then I'm like, I hope they spit in your food and blah, 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 blah. And she just, like, breaks down. Like, she was having a bad day and she was, like, trying to take it out on me and stuff. Like, thinking, like, because she was being super mean. Like, if I did work there, it would have been pretty nauseating to have to deal with that. But I didn't. And the employees, like they're all like young teenagers and shit, right? And they look at me and they're all laughing too, and they're like, oh man, this guy's so cool because he fucking stuck up for us, right? I love doing that shit, dude. Like, there was one time I was in in a store, in a different retail store, you know, and a lot of times, like, you know what if you work retail, you know what the retail employees are going through. You can just look at their face and tell if they've had a shit day or if they're understaffed or, you know, what's going on. And there's always these jackass like I'll be waiting in a line. You ever go to the grocery store and there's a long line because there's like only one cashier, right? Only one cashier, and there's like 20 people in line, all right? And, you know, I'm standing in line, and I understand what's going on. I understand they're short-staffed. I understand that the manager didn't budget correctly, or there was a massive shoplifting spree, and they can't afford to staff anyone that day. That happens, especially in my area, the ghetto. And then you have the customers in line that are like, they're all complaining and crying out loud, like, open more check lanes! What are you doing? Hurry up! You know, being real rude. But then they all, like, because I'm in line, and they think I'm one of them. They think that I am a customer, but they think that I'm one of them on their side, and they're like, can you believe this, blah, 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 like, they're like, you know, complain, they want me to, like, complain with them, or, since I'm not making a big stink of things, they want me to join in on the action, and they think that if we all do it, that they'll magically open more check lanes and fix their weight issue. And so I start yelling back. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to educate them, very angrily, of course, because I love like escalating. I love making people's blood pressure increase, especially these jackasses that, you know, just want to take it out on the poor wagey. But you know, I'm talking to them about, you know, the long lines and how impatient they are, and I'm getting attacked by the damn imp, even though I didn't aggro the mob. That's so interesting. What? Why does it look? It flew back towards me again, but it finally aggroed this guy. Also, he's killing. No, it's on me again. What the hell? Why does the imp shoot me? Why is it on me? Go away. Go kill the other. Look, it's still trying. What is this? Whatever. I'll just walk away. Oh, that guy went into a solo dungeon. I kind of want to gank him, but no, we're making a fishing video. We can't. Normally I would. I'd go in there and gank his butt, but I didn't even see what he was wearing anyway. Why is he doing a solo Halloween dungeon? It's like the last day for the Halloween dungeons, too. But anyway, yeah, I'm like raising his blood pressure, and like I'm, and the people they start trying to turn on me. Like, how can you not be upset along lines? I'm like, well, you know what day it is? You know, it's like the big game day. You know, it's all these shoplifters like that walk out through you. Anytime you don't stop a shoplifter, this is why. This is what happens, right? Or someone called in, you know, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they should have more people. Oh, yeah, they should, Are you gonna work here? You know, are you gonna apply? Of course not. They all have cushy jobs and easy, simple lives. Privileged lives. They're never gonna work retail. They're not gonna have their kids work retail. They're not gonna have anyone they know ever do such intense labor. No, absolutely not. And, you know, I let them know this, too. I'm just a crap starter, right? And so, it's like, whenever it's, you know, I wait in line with everyone else, and the cashiers are just kind of ignoring the haters, and charging them full price and stuff for things that should be on sale, and, you know, I know, like, I used to do the pricing for a store I worked at, so I'm very price conscious, especially at that time, of how much things cost, and it's like, oh, dude, that guy, like, price overrode it for higher. Oh, what a sneaky guy, right? And I look over and I see the bagger. He's like poking holes in the old man's bread and crunching up his chips and being real rough with his groceries. I'm like, yes, get him, make him pay, right? Oh man. And then they get to me and they're like, hell yeah, man, you're the coolest dude ever. No one's ever done that. I'm like, well, I was kind of hoping they'd punch me and I could, you know, have a legal reason to defend myself and, you know, make a little fun memory. And I think that a lot. Like there is a lot of times that I have wanted that to happen, but I guess due to my size or the fact that we're all in the ghetto and they probably think, based on how I look and dress, that I'm, you know, armed or something, which I don't. I don't go out armed. I'm not going to knife or shoot anybody. But I'm very confrontational, and so I guess that alone and the major confidence and body size and just how I look in general is enough to just have them not try anything. But the point I'm getting at is, but yeah, the employee's like, hell yeah, dude, here, have this one on the house, man, thanks for sticking up for us, you know, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, I work at blah, 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 and they're like, oh yeah, dude, so you know, and I'm like, it's way worse over there, dude, like, and, you know, I'm sitting there telling them, you know, all the times that I've had call-ins, had to deal with that crap, and, you know, I'm asking them, I'm like, You know, like, how's the shoplifting at this store? And they're like, oh, dude, we just had like 4 people walk out with like $2,000 each. I'm like, yep, that's why they can't afford to schedule anybody. And I know there's Redditors, armchair Redditors out there listening to this, and they're like, it's insured. Yeah, the groceries are insured, and that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Yes, it is a thing. It absolutely is. When people say, and this is Reddit's like first line of defense against this argument, is that the items in a grocery store are insured. Not exactly. Here's how this works. Here's how it actually works. The insurance for item loss is mostly for things going out of date, being broken in the store, shipping incorrectly, like being damaged during shipping, or like a freezer going out, or something of the sort, you know, like the item itself having to be recalled by the makers. And there's grocery recalls almost every day. Even though a lot of it doesn't make national news, it only makes news when people get sick or die from it, okay? Like there was that ice cream brand, I don't want to say which one, but there was listeria in it, and like, yeah, that's a major news article. But when like a random bag of salad has listeria in it or something, or whatever salad gets, I forget, some kind of, you know, bacteria, it's like they put up a note near the salad section saying, yeah, we can't sell this right now, sorry, it's out of stock, here's why. It doesn't make the news, right? So the insurance is for stuff like that. The insurance is, again, oops, we didn't sell all this milk and it went out of date because there was a store, you know, 2 miles away that sold it for $1 cheaper, so everyone went there for their milk. Which is not a thing. People just buy milk regardless of the damn price, by the way. That's why they go in the grocery store in the first place. That's why the milk's in the back, so you go all the way to the back and you buy a bunch of crap on the way back. Everyone knows that, though, too, hopefully, maybe. Is this journal filled yet? No. It's not, dude. Anyway. We're still fishing out here. Is that guy's name Zerg McLurg? I love that name. No, I clicked the wrong guy. Oh, there he is. I don't care that I got a fish. Real life cook, in-game cook. Okay, dude. I like that guy's name, Zerg McLurg. It sounds like something I would spam in during a car ride. You ever just drive around and you just say like a funny word over and over and over for like the duration of your car ride? You just like yell it out, even if people are looking at you like on the road, like what the hell's he yelling at? And it's like, oh, I'm just saying the word "voy boy" over and over in my car, dude. Which is like some kind of League of Legends player. I don't even know. I don't even remember. This is a fun word to say, right? But what I'm getting at is that insurance, that grocery store insurance, is not for shoplifting. Yes, there is some of it can apply. Like if someone steals a rotisserie chicken, like a homeless guy, he's starving, he grabs a rotisserie chicken and he eats it, or he runs out the door with like a couple of sodas and a chicken. No one cares. We don't care. That's not a reason to not have an employee work a day. No, it's the real shoplifting, and a lot of people don't realize this because they just see like the random clips on like TikTok, and that guy's doing a action transport and he's roaring. The real shoplifters are those, they go to like the detergent aisle, the energy drink aisle, that kind of stuff, or just steaks or anything they can sell for drugs. And they grab thousands of dollars worth, stuff it in trash bags or just in a shopping cart, and they just walk out the door with it. And a lot of times they walk out the door without anyone noticing because grocery stores are so open and friendly, and not so much these days, but I'm talking like 2016, 2017, 2018, before the epidemic. That's kind of when the epidemic started. It was around 2016, I'd say. But yeah, they just walk out the door with everyone else, and you're like, oh, that guy didn't pay for anything. And it's like, you, as the employee, way back in the day, I'm talking early 2000s, like, there would be chases. Everyone would get in their car, and they'd freaking follow the guy on the phone with the cops until, like, the cops, like, slammed their vehicle into him and freaking ripped him out of the car and slammed him on the ground and arrested their ass. But now, you, like, in 2018, 2017, I'll say, you call the cops, and they get mad at you, saying that the store should hire its own security. Which some stores have, or at least they have a few people that, you know, are in charge of 20 to 30 stores who can only babysit 1 or 2 stores a day at a time, right? And so all they can do is also call the cops. They can't lay hands. They can't do anything. And a lot of times, like, they get... I always felt bad for... They're called loss prevention. All right, they wear plain normal clothes and they act like a customer, and most of the time they're in a store to bust the employees and not so much the customers, because employee theft is also very high, right? And I'll have a lot of stories about employee theft too, but man. But yeah, like a lot of times there's smaller dudes fresh out of either college or high school. I'm talking they weigh like 130 pounds and they're 5'7", okay? Like, can you imagine someone that weighs so little coming up to you and trying to stop you? Yeah, so every single shoplifter ever just slams them in the face with whatever they shoplifted. Like this one guy, like, and they're required to chase everybody, right? They can't lay hands, they just follow and call the cops. But, like, one guy steals a 6-pack of beer. So, you know, the little short guy follows him. And he's like, hey, you know, give that back, you know, and stuff, right? And so the shoplifter turns around, who's like 6'3" and probably 280, right? And just slams him in the face with a 6-pack, busting the beer all over everything, cutting him up from the, you know, aluminum cans. And then all the loss prevention guy can do is just kind of like lick his wounds and go chill out in the break room for the next 30 minutes, call his boss and tell him what happened, write like a 2-page report, you know, send out some emails, and then chill in the store and watch cameras the rest of the day. It's so stupid to see. But like, it's not just like people shoplifting too. It's like there's all sorts of stupid crime bullcrap. There's people that they get what's called for motion picture use only dollars, and they try to pay with that. Like it's prop money for movies or YouTubers or videos, right? And they'll try to pay with that, thinking they're slick. But you know, I was a manager, so I taught everyone. Like the first thing I taught them was how to identify fake money, and you know, everyone had to check every bill all the time. It was worth the longer checkout wait times to not have to deal with the loss of huge amounts of money, right? So all of my people knew how to freaking check for counterfeit. And all we could do in current age, like 2016, 2017, is tell the scammer, sorry, this isn't real money. And they would usually get mad and trash the store and scream and call everyone racist and stuff, and that's usually what happened. And it's like, okay, clean it up, Janny. But essentially, yeah. Back in the early 2000s, you know what happened? The Secret Service got involved. You call the police, they get this literal Secret Service, who then we held on to the money. We didn't give it back, right? It's fake money, and they just committed a felony. And so you keep the money, and some people would try to snatch it out of their hands or fight over it, and the whole store, all the employees would collapse on one guy, beating his ass in a giant dog pile, hold him down, police would arrest him, Secret Service would show up, they'd investigate the money, and you may be thinking, oh, Secret Service, you're full of shit. No, I'm not. I am literally not. And no, it's not some guy in a tuxedo, you know, Men in Black looking guy with dark shades. It's just a plainclothes federal agent or whatever Secret Service technically is. And they're like, oh, I'm with the Secret Service, the blah, 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 and They come in, they sit down, you give them the money, they take it, and then they do whatever they do to trace it and make sure that it isn't getting, you know, mass created in some lab somewhere nearby. Also, can we hurry up and fill this? Oh, man. Oh, that guy dismounted behind me. Hello, what do you got on? What you wearing? Little 5'3" gloves, huh? With flat 5 armor. I could probably just beat him up. Right? Anyway, he's just bot checking. You know, he's just checking to see if I'm a bot. So, you know, again, Yellow Zone Gathering doesn't have to. Oh, he's still following? Look at him. He's trying to. Yeah, look at him. Still following. Anyway, I guess we get to keep talking then. You know, he's extending the video. So, anyway, where was I? Yes. So yeah, not only do people try to, like, you know, or spend fake money, they do what's called short change artistry, and it's always the same because it's like one guy in the hood that teaches everyone in the hood how it works, and so they all do it the exact same, and it's completely obvious of how they do it. So I'm not gonna teach you exactly how they do it, but I'm gonna give you like kind of an overview of what it looks like. So it's a team of 2 guys. And they grab a single bottle of soda from, like, you know, near the checkout lanes. There's all those little impulse buys, little coolers, you know, near the checkouts. You can like grab a Coke or a Pepsi or whatever. And so what they do is one guy will grab the soda and approach the checkout, you know, with a real person, not a self-checkout, because you can't shortchange a robot. Though they'll try that too, and I'll explain that as well. All right? I got a lot to explain here. The second guy will sit at the coolers blocking the lane. Normally, like, people will come up with a cart and they'll start unloading. But the second guy will block the lane as if he's looking through the cooler or the candy rack, trying to make a decision. And customers will be like, hey, can you, like, scoot up so I can unload? And they're like, no, you know. And they'll continue to do this. Then when they get to the checkout line, they will... they'll have, like, you know, a couple bucks in their hand or something silly, or like a 5 or a it's usually a 50 or $100 bill. But they'll also have other money in their hand too. Like, why do they have all this money out in their hand? So they'll hand you like the 50, and you'll be giving them change or getting change. And they'll be like, oh, hey, wait. And then they'll have like a 20, and they're like, hey, can you get me change for this? And then when you're getting change for that, they're like, hey, can you get me change for this? And get me change for this? Oh, and I fished up some rough logs. I wasn't even paying attention. Oops. Rough log fishing, everybody. So, and what the like if it's a newer cashier or in a cashier that didn't pay attention to the training, they're gonna sit there with their till door open. The till is where the money's kept for a cash register, right? And so they'll sit there with that door open, and then they'll be overloaded by information and requests from the quote-unquote customer. That they'll be confused, and at the end of the exchange, I'm getting attacked by the damn bats again. I hate tier 6 zones. I don't like them. Look at this. I'm not even in combat with that mob, and it's fighting, like, me. I didn't even do nothing. Also, now I'm stuck in combat, and I can't fish. So, that's real neat. Yeah, tier 6 zones, guys. They're so cool, man. You can get, you know, Xander, which this price is going to tank on this fish. Pride skill Xander, the price has to tank. So, what the short-change artist is, I don't know why they're even called an artist, right? Short-change dickhead, is hoping to achieve is he overloads the cashier with too much information, and they hand him back more money than they should have. And usually what happens is, you know, they're trying to make change for all these things at once, and then the guy's like, oh no, you didn't give me change for this. And then they give you more, like an extra 20 or, you know, 2 10s or whatever, and then they leave. And the short-change guy bought a soda, and he pocketed an extra 20 bucks. Or more, it really depends. And also, they try to target cashiers that are on mental meds. Like if they, like, say through their schoolmates or, you know, through the hood grapevine, so to speak, they hear that, oh, Sally's on antidepressants, and she takes them before work. Well, there's a lot of mental meds out there that really make it hard for people to make change properly. Even though the cash register tells them how much they need to pull out and everything, they still mess it up all the time. And so they try to target those individuals too. But the way to counter it is you just don't give change. Like that's number one. And also you close your till, you ignore all requests when handling money. You give them the money you owe them, and then that's it. If they need change, they can talk to a manager, which they won't do. But like every day, like one store I worked at would get hit by like 5 or 6 of these dudes a day. And then when they, like, because it's one of those big shopping center stores, and so they would just go to every store and do it. Not just the one I worked in. And so what I would do is just follow them, and I did have a little phone at the time, because I was a wagey. I had to have a phone, you know, as the manager, so people call me with their problems. But I would just get on the phone with all the other businesses and follow them and be like, hey, these guys are coming to your business to shortchange you. They look like this, they're wearing this, here's what they're going to try to do. And a lot of the other businesses didn't even give a shit. Like, they were, like, upset that I'm ratting, not the scammers, but, like, the stores were upset I was giving them a heads up that they're about to be a scam attempt. It's like the employees were so angry at their jobs at these other places around me that they had no dignity, no care, that I think a lot of them just handed over the money because it was their friend or because they hated their job so much that they wanted to see the job suffer, and that was how they were willing to do it, even though they would get reprimanded and wrote up. And that's another thing, too. A lot of people, especially in the hood, they will get jobs at these places. Like I would, you know, have employees that would literally steal and know that they're going to get caught, but like because the amount isn't so high, they don't have to pay it back. They just get in trouble for it, or they get fired, right? So like at first it'd be like a new cashier, hey, your till was $20 short. What's going on? Oh, I don't know. You know, okay, don't let it happen again. And then after 3 times, it's like, hey, your till's been short 3 times. You know, you can't be doing this. Here's the official write-up and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay. And then it turns out they're like doing even more crap, like scanning gift cards and cashing them out to themselves, or they're refunding items to themselves. And you know, they get more crafty as they learn how cashiering works and the systems work. And all of it's tracked in a big computer. It's all very easy to notice when something is off, right? So these people think they're so smart, but they're not. The crime isn't worth it. And then at the end of the day, they would have stolen like $600-700, which at the time, back then, would be like 3 weeks worth of paychecks, okay? Or more for a full-time employee that's been there for like 10 years at maximum pay. I'm not joking, okay? And what would happen to them? Oh, you're fired. Okay, see ya. And then you would see them the next day working at the rival store, smiling, like, oh, hey, Benji, what's up? I'm like, hey. Like, so, you know, I was her boss, and she was fired for stealing. And they're like, okay, cool. And then I'd come back to that store like 3 weeks later. I'm like, oh, hey, where's Bianca? Right? And they'd be like, oh, she was caught stealing. We had to fire her. I'm like, well, I told you. I fucking told you. Oh, yeah, you did tell us. Oh, well, we can't do anything until they actually do the crime. And then, like, they'd just be at the clothing store down the street, or the fast food, the Taco Bell down the street. And they just hit up every freaking store, you know, down the shopping strip. And because they have any time availability, they get hired anywhere. And they just make so much money doing this. And there's no crime. They don't go to jail. They get fired. Whoop-de-doo. They get hired anywhere else, like literally the same day, right? And it's so messed up. It's so scuffed. Also, I just want to point out that in my Red Zone videos, okay, the journal's finally filled. We normally fill a journal in 45 minutes. This one in the Yellow Zone took 52 minutes. So you save 7 minutes in the Red Zone. That's it. For risking, how much is my just without the weapon or the backpack or the bait or the food, just the gathering gear actually, like just gathering gear is worth how much? 831,000. Not even counting. Well, it'd be 1 million with a regular fishing rod. Okay, 1 million with a regular fishing rod. So yeah, you'd be risking 1 million silver in a red zone to save 7 minutes. Well, I can't make 1 million silver in 7 minutes unless I'm on my chef character. So, but yeah, that's the long fishing video for you guys. Super long. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed all the crap I ranted about, and give me a kiss on my virtual forehead. Mwah! Okay, because you know, tuck me into bed or something. What else do people do to loved ones? Bring me a drink from the gas station. I want you to bring me, it's called a horchata. I don't know what it's made of. I think it's milk and rice and cinnamon. I don't know what it is, but it's really tasty. So get me an extra large, because I'm a swole Benji guy, okay? And with that said, leave a comment, because you're my only social interaction. You're the only people I talk to in this world, and I don't even know if you're real. So prove you're real by leaving a comment. And finally, click the video on the right side of your screen. And if you don't, then one day, I don't know, you'll have to wait in a line a little bit longer than normal if you don't click it. You know, that'll happen. Hey guys, it's bonus footage because I forgot to do the whole thing that you probably clicked on the video or stayed this long for, and that's to show you how much silver we earned. So, this means I'll have to render the video now in an editing program rather than publish it straight to YouTube. Alright, we made 398k in about an hour. There you go. Mwah. Oh, and just as far as fish goes, it's 294k, and yes, these will sell for a bit more due to it being the food day and all the chefs are buying all the food and the fish sauce, but it is what it is. See you later. Double bonus footage. I only earned about 1,000 faction points doing that in a whole hour. That sucks, okay? If I gathered 2.5 hours in like tier 3 or 4 zones, I earn at least 14,000 points. So only 1,000 in like an hour. Yikers. Oh, and now you're looking at a black screen because I don't feel like booting the game up. But all those weirdos that are making fishing videos, oh, I make like $2 million an hour fishing, dude. You know what they're actually calculating? They're calculating cooking food with the fish sauce. That's not just raw fishing profits.